Hello. Welcome to Crowwares. In this tutorial, we will create a macro to send a report using Excel and Visual Basic for applications, along with Outlook. This becomes very convenient when a report needs to be sent regularly in a consistent way to a specific group of recipients, with a file that can be updated inside Excel, without opening a previously sent email and changing the information, which is prone to errors if it has to be delivered right away with little time to spare. We will add a table in the email and also the Excel file attached. For this tutorial, we will be using Windows, as at this moment the macro has not been developed for Mac. Visit www.sosa.tv for information about some data analytics projects I've worked on and other cool stuff. About working with Excel macros in tandem with Outlook. We need to add a reference in order to have Outlook VBA code inside Excel. This way VBA can understand all email-related code pertaining only to Outlook's VBA. With this reference, we basically call Outlook's VBA from inside Excel VBA. The same can be done for Word, PowerPoint, etc. To accomplish this, we need to open the Visual Basic editor, then go to the menu Tools, then References, scroll down, find and check Microsoft Word 16.0 Object Library. Ready to use macro file. A dummy macro file has been created and available for download. It's called email.xlsb. Download the working macro file from sosa.tv or on the link in the description of this video. Instructions to create the file from scratch. You can achieve this by following these steps. Step 1. Open Visual Basic by pressing Alt F8 or going to the Developer menu if visible, and clicking on Visual Basic. Step 2. Add a new module if there is not one already. Step 3. Paste the code included in the manual at sosa.tv or in the description of this video. But first, let's talk about this code. The Submail Workbook Outlook contains the macro that will gather and prepare the objects and data to be added into the email. While the function range to HTML will get the table from a range in an Excel spreadsheet as a table and convert this data into a HTML table. This is, in my experience, that recipients prefer to have the data visible in the body of the email for a first impression, in addition to the attached file where they can filter or add formulae to reconciliate and check using their own calculations. Note how the range is declared inside the function, rng as range. Step 4. Close Visual Basic. Click on the X at the top right or the Excel logo at the left, below the menu. Step 5. In Excel, rename the spreadsheet Sheet 1 to Report. Then on cell A1, enter the sample table included in the manual. Step 6. Press F5 to open the Run Macro window. Step 7. Select Macro and click Run. How the macro and the function work. The Submail Workbook Outlook does the following tasks. 1. Declare all the variables and objects we will be using in our process. Examples of these are recipients, which is a variable we will use to store the email addresses we will be sending our report. OutApp is an object that we will set as this line of code shows. This object needs to be referenced in VBA. Add the reference by going in VBA to Tools, References, scroll down, find and check Microsoft Word 16.0 Object Library. 2. Set the objects and variables. If not set, the macro will crash as there is vital information that VBA needs in order to work. OutApp is set as the Outlook application. This way VBA can create a new email, add a subject, a body, recipients, etc. We check if Outlook is already open, and if it's not, then open it. Recipients. This is a string, or text string. You can update this in the VBA code or use a range in Excel with a list of emails. Same for the body, CC, CCO. 3. Without mail object. Here's where we tell Outlook to finally get all the data to create the email. Note that the next to last line we use display to have the new email open before sending it. If you are confident enough about the data, you can replace it with send and Outmail will send it immediately. The function range to HTML does this. 1. Declare all the variables and objects just as with the sub. 2. Declare a temporary file name to create the HTML we're getting from Excel format. 3. Process the table. First it copies the table. Then, adds a temporary workbook to process the table. Pastes the copied table, its formats, and other attributes. Publishes the sheet to a HTML file. Reads the data from that temporary HTML file in order to be inserted into the email. Closes and deletes temporary files. There are many updates or improvements we can make to this macro file, such as adding a PDF attachment, create lists to store all the recipients or body or signature, add pictures, completely automate running the macro and sending the email in the background at a particular time of day, like before the workday starts or after hours. If you need a specific update, send me an email to antonio@sosa.tv or leave a comment in the posts and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching. Visit sosa.tv for information about some data analytics projects I've worked on and other cool stuff. Until next time.